Hey, what is up everyone? Danny and Alex. In this segment, number 2, initial video, we talked about punching for mixed martial arts. In this segment, I'm going to show you some basic Muay Thai kicking techniques for MMA. Check it out. So I'm going to talk about the basic kicks we have in Muay Thai, which I like to use if it was mixed martial arts, all right? So the first one is the most effective kick we have, in my opinion, for Muay Thai to keep distance, and that is the push kick, all right? So the lead push kick, we call it the teep, all right? Means foot jab. So now I'm going to use this leg, and the way you practice this is always remembering one thing. Number one, you're not trying to damage or hit the opponent with your foot. You're trying to just push and create distance, right? Almost like if I think of it as a jab, boom, or a shove, boom. I want the shove when I do the push kick, right? So I'm gonna raise my knee. So I like to practice, and when I teach beginners, I bring the knee to the forearm like this, bam, right? Bam. Now you know you can extend your knee all the way up. Then at the last moment, you're gonna extend your foot, and it's gonna go bam, like this. You just push the opponent away. So basically, think of it as you're pressing on the gas pedal. Right, so extend the ball of your foot, vroom, all the way to your toes, vroom, as such, all right? So Alex, on this side, please. Now, if I'm just the target like this, he's gonna go lead push kick, vroom. See how he turns the hip a little bit into it and pushes with the ball of his foot, right? Once again, boom, look, again, boom, see? And this one's gonna really rock me back, boom, right? In reality, I'm trying to stay stiff here for the video so I don't get off angle of the camera, but in reality, if he threw that kick with a lot of power, I'm backing away at least 1 to 2 feet. So the thing with the push kick is you don't wanna jam your foot and push them with so much power where they back away 5 or 6 feet, right? You just want enough distance so that way there you know they're gonna do one of two things. Number one, you're gonna move forward with more combinations, or number two, they might respond. After that push kick, they're gonna try, oh yeah, they're gonna come back with a combination of their own, and you're ready because you've created distance, you're ready to block and counter on top of that. So the first kick, the push kick, it's an excellent kick for Muay Thai, but it's also an excellent kick for mixed martial arts, because as we're fighting here, he sees the opening, and he doesn't like the fact that I'm always charging and pressing him, right? So he's gonna use that front push kick, and boom, just knock me off balance, push me away, gain some distance. That way there, he's more comfortable with his range and set up some counterattacks. The second kick I want to cover is the inside low kick. This is one of my personal favorite kicks to do, the inside low kick, and I'll tell you why. When you do the inside kick, you don't really put yourself off balance because it's your lead leg. It's almost like throwing the jab, okay? So the way we're gonna do the inside low kick now is always think of it once again, like in the first video when I told you the reference of the clock. So he's centered at 12 o'clock. So he's gonna take a step with his rear foot and angle out around 1 or 2 o'clock. Now that sets him up away from the line of fire, right in the center, where now he can lift his leg and throw it inside my leg. That's the inside low kick, right? Or the left kick to the leg. So now, once again, he steps on the outside, kicks, and comes back. So think of it as 4 count. Number 1 is the step, number 2 is the kick, 3 is the drop down, and 4 return to your initial position, right? So it's 4 movements. So as he goes 1, 2, 3, 4. And obviously you're not counting like this. This is just for instructing you guys how to do the kick properly, but in reality you're trying to go as fast as possible and rebound back into your original stance. So as he goes, he's gonna go here, boom, and then he's right back into his position. What you don't wanna do after your kick is stay exactly in the front of the opponent, right? So if he stays jammed in, boom, pop, pop, he walks into some strikes. As he moves away now, boom, he's back into position, back into a good stance, ready to block or use some defensive tactics, even punch back with counters of his own. So the inside low kick, great technique, simply because for mixed martial arts, he knows I might try to take him down. He knows I'm gonna try to clinch him. It's a different game. So every time he's gonna kick the inside of my leg, that's gonna disturb my balance, right? So as he kicks here, boom, that always buckles this leg. He kicks again, boom. See, I'm always like off balance. So it's hard for me to counterattack, and it's also hard for me to shoot in on the kick. It's easier for me to shoot in on the outside kick than it is gonna be on the inside kick. So that's why I prefer this kick, especially for mixed martial arts. Next up, we're gonna look at that left kick once again, but this time I'm gonna throw it to the body, all right? So if I didn't see the kick coming, this is gonna be his kick, right? Same thing, he's gonna step on an angle, and boom, That's the liver kick. That's where he's going to kick me, and that's the knockout blow because it's just like a body shot times 10 because now he's hitting me with his shin. So the liver kick has tremendous effect to slow down your partner, or I should say opponent in the cage, but also if you land it and time it well, it's going to be a KO, guys. All right, so liver kick here, boom. Now, what I like about this kick for mixed martial arts is this. If I am a great boxer and I have a crazy right hand, a straight right, it's like thunder and it's really fast. He knows this. And I'm expecting him to kick. So of course now, I'm not going to give him my liver. I'm going to be protecting my rib cage. So my arms are going to be like this against my body. So when he does this left kick, he's going to kick and boom, that's going to jam the forearms. When I say jam, you have a chance of getting your forearms broken with a kick that's coming at 100 miles an hour from the hardened shin bone of a Muay Thai fighter. Trust me, guys. Okay, so this forearm here, once it gets damaged, it's going to be very difficult for me to extend this arm. So that means that right hand is not as effective for me as a weapon anymore. So when he's here, if I didn't block it, that's the body kick. But even if I do block it, what Alex wants to keep in mind is to damage that shin bone through the forearm. All right, so if you've never trained Muay Thai, you have absolutely no clue what I'm talking about. If you did train pure Muay Thai, trust me, guys, if you've ever felt a real shin bone on your forearm at a good kick, decently powerful kick, you know what I'm talking about. All right, so this is what I want him to do is kick onto the forearms like this. And this is going to hurt. Now, one thing to remember is every time you do this type of kick, you want to step in a little bit closer. Why is that? Because if he stays at a longer range, there might be a chance where he's going to kick and his foot is going to land on my elbow or the bottom part, the hard surface of my forearm, and he might damage his foot. What he wants to do is step in a little bit deeper and make sure the shin bone hits the forearm. All right? If you don't believe me, watch, I believe it was Strikeforce, and you'll see Kong Lee break Frank Shamrock's forearm. And at the time, Frank Shamrock was no slouch. So the forearm broken in half from a shin kick, all right? So it's a very efficient kick. We see it a lot in Muay Thai fighters from Thailand. They break people's forearms. They shatter them like, you know, just like it was nothing because they have hard shin bones. And when they kick with that kick, there's a lot of damage. So for mixed martial arts, I really like this type of kick because one, if you hit on the target of the liver, could be a knockout, and it cut a lot of wind, take a lot of gas out of the opponent. And number two, if you catch him on the forearm after once or twice, he's going to have a hard time throwing that right hand. So that's a beautiful kick when it's orthodox against orthodox. All right, the last kick I want to cover is the right low kick. Now, earlier I said on the right low kick, there's more chances for me of shooting in during his kick to time it, as opposed to the inside low kick, but I still believe the outside right low kick has its place for mixed martial arts, and that's why we train, because it's one of the most powerful kicks we have, right? So you might see an opening after a few combinations or feints, or even if the person gets tired and you know they're not gonna shoot, then you can start chopping at the legs, all right? So the outside low kick, this is one of our bread and butter kick in Muay Thai. Basically the opposite of what we did with the left kick. Now he wants to take a step on the outside to slam the shin bone here on the outside of my quadricep, all right? So what he's doing now is just cutting the angle, staying away from this right hand, and look, chopping the shin bone into the leg, all right? So the outside low kick, a super powerful kick. Sometimes they just call it the chopping kick, right? Because imagine you're a lumberjack and just chopping away at the tree. So basically, sometimes one kick is going to do it, but a lot of times it takes a multitude of kicks, but slowly and steadily, just like body shots. It's almost like a video game, right? The energy starts to lower and the juice goes down. And as you start kicking the legs more and more, the opponent's going to do one of two things. He's going to be scared. He's going to switch his stance. He's going to start to, footwork away from the kick, or they're going to drop, right? So the outside low kick is a beautiful kick because it has a lot of power for Muay Thai, very transferable for MMA. Again, step and chop that leg. Now, if you noticed, we talked about mid-line kicks, and we also covered low-line kicks. I didn't cover the high-line kicks, which are basically the high kicks, simply because high-line kicks are usually made by people that have the flexibility to kick high. Alex can do that easily. But the thing is, if you miss a high kick, you're putting yourself off balance, all right? Or you're going to spin 360, and that's when the person can shoot behind you, grab you in the back of the clinch, and throw you to the ground if you don't want to go to the ground. Now, keep in mind, this video is Muay Thai for MMA, so I'm trying to cover the basic kicks that I would prefer doing in a mixed martial arts context, right? If we go to the ground, trust me, we're super comfortable on the ground, right? We know a thing or two about jiu-jitsu as well, but I'm just trying to cover techniques that I would use if you're a Muay Thai fighter and you want to prefer staying on your feet and avoid the takedown. So these kicks, my personal opinion, best kicks you can do for MMA. All right, guys, so there you have it. Basic tutorial on some basic kicking techniques we use in Muay Thai. Guys, hope you enjoyed this content. Leave us a thumbs up. And if you are new to this channel, make sure to subscribe for more videos just like this one. We will see you
in the next video.
Take care.